wickety wickety whack.
Ayo.
Welcome back.
We're not doing that ever again. That was the worst. Welcome to the I Tried to Be Straight podcast. Sorry for that.
My bad.
Yeah.
I take full responsibility for that.
Don't apologize. We're done apologizing.
That was wickety wickety whack. Yeah.
So I'm out of breath. And
tell us why you're out of breath.
I have a confession, because I know you're going to bring this up later if I don't. I was doing push-ups because I'm wearing a muscle shirt, and you gotta get that pump. Gotta get that pump. And you were judging me for it.
Nate is a big gym bro.
I am not.
He's not.
But I am out of breath. I'm sorry. I legit was so skinny growing up, and definitely have gotten more focused on gaining weight because of coming out. Because before I didn't really care what I look like, because I didn't want a girl. I was actually like trying to, I was like, I would never work out to get a girl because, ew. But now that I'm actually dating, I care a lot more about it. Also, this is a whole nother topic, but like the gay dating scene is a little image focused. And so I'm just trying to not get body dysmorphia, and I'm doing my best. So far, so good. But I wouldn't be totally honest if I didn't say I have been watching my calories and eating a lot of protein.
Nate, you're beautiful just as you are.
Thank you. But imagine me with 10 pounds of muscle.
I can't. Actually, I can.
Yeah. And?
Yeah. Calvin Klein.
Has anyone looked at that latest Calvin Klein shoot?
Yeah.
We can't talk about this.
We can't.
This is a Christian podcast. Stop it. We're talking about if you watch the show Chef and you're watching GQ.
Okay.
And Calvin Klein. There's a photo shoot.
Where is his belly button?
When you're perfect, you don't.
That
have
man
one.
does not have a belly button.
He didn't come from a womb. He came from
Adam and Eve.
He came straight from
belly button
heaven.
clan.
He was the second immaculate birth after Jesus, but he was everything he needed to be, and he doesn't need a belly button to be pretty.
All right.
He might be like
on that topic
made by like AI or something.
You think so?
No belly button. I don't know.
You think he's a deep fake?
And we don't believe that he's the second immaculate birth. That was a joke for anyone trying to catch me on my theology. Got ya.
Dating. We're going to talk about dating.
So we figured to recap after the last couple like coming out podcasts, get a little more into what happened next and talk about each of our individual dating journeys so far.
Let's go.
Because it's funny.
Nate, I think you have a better repertoire.
Just because mine are like more dramatic doesn't mean they're better. But I do manage to find myself in just some funny situations, and I don't know what it is. I love the drama.
What is your favorite dating story?
Like favorite good or favorite bad?
Either one.
I was going to do something meaningful about dating. Like, wow, dating means so much to me now, and I've learned so much. But let's go straight to bad/good dating stories. I like this better. Okay. It's more fun. I'm still out of breath. Guys, I need to work out so much more. But this is good for me. Taylor Swift.
I love Taylor Swift.
I'm not obsessed. She can run for 3 hours while singing, and that's how she prepared for the Eras tour.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm nothing like her.
Should we do the Taylor Swift workout?
Can we do a podcast where we're working out the whole time and then we'll be Taylor?
Oh God.
Okay. I don't like anything I just said, and we won't cut this, but just know in my head I wish I hadn't said that, and we should have cut it. Okay. Bad dating stories. Actually, I've got one that's really bad. So I've been kind of like just in my teenage phase. I think I've talked to a few different people who have said when you come out late, no matter when, you kind of have like the teenage dating phase in that part of life. And I can relate to that so heavily because my dating experiences with women were relatively like limited. I only dated a couple girls for like a month here or there. So dating guys, and then not necessarily like in the super churchy Christian culture anymore, obviously, because gay dating is different. Like it was a big wake up. Like I was like, this is a lot different than what I'm used to. So that's another story, but like finding out where I fit and how I want to adapt versus like keeping true to what I'm used to, finding that middle ground has been a bit of a process. I am still out of breath. I will say, I can't do push-ups before a podcast. I'll never be Taylor. There's been really good experiences. There's been some bad ones. There was one very funny one that I haven't told the story of very much. So there's this guy who was sweet. He actually came to the place I worked a little bit, and we talked. And then I think we met on Tinder as well, and one of us asked the other one out, and we went on this date. Cute guy, sweet guy. We had a fun date. It was pretty good, but I wasn't feeling that much of a connection. Like, we could tell we were very different. Cute guy, but just not really feeling like I could see it going long term. And I do tend to like kind of pick that up relatively fast.
Yeah.
So after the date was over, I was like, okay, that's good, but I'm gonna start listening to another one. And I told him a little about my journey, told him I was relatively new, and had the whole conversation. But the next day he texted me and was being really friendly, and I was like, yeah, what's up? Texted a couple days, and then he asked me another date, and I was like, hey, honestly, feel like we're kind of going different places, blah, blah, blah. As a new dater, I could have just said, hey, just not feeling like that. But I was like, oh, let me just give him the whole spiel, because I just need to make sure he's okay. So many people don't go on second dates. I didn't need to give him the whole like life story of why I don't feel like we're a good match. Like, it was unnecessary, and I know that, but I sent him all of that. And he responded with this massive text about how, like, I really need to keep trying things before I give up on them, and really need to explore, and just because I'm not used to something doesn't mean. And he gave me this like essay on why I should go on another date with him.
Oh man.
And he genuinely meant it. He genuinely thought like, but I was like, bro, I just don't want to go on another date with you.
He like you.
Thank you. He did. I didn't need to give him that whole thing, but I did. And so him sending like a 5-paragraph email or text, should have been an email, wasn't insane, but it was weird. But then I was having brunch with some friends when we got this text, and we had mimosas, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. I'm like, guys, what do I say? So I gave the phone to my friend, and she's like, I know what to say. She's like, I read his text. That's so sweet. I'm like, I guess so. I don't really like, it feels like a lot.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't think it was sweet. I'm like, why don't you just respond to it? And she's like, okay. And she is the sweetest person ever. And she's just like this incredibly nice person, but she's definitely a lot different than me. And what she responded back was like, oh my gosh, that is so kind. Thank you so much for like letting me know, and I'll keep that in mind. And some other like just awkward sign off. And she's like, send him like
praying for you, hags.
Something. You might as well have said praying for you, honestly. It was like, in her brain, this was sweet.
Oh no.
And I was like, before I even thought about it, I was just like, just send it. And then she gave it to me, and I looked at it and read it. I'm like, oh no. It was the most condescending, just awkward shit. Like, oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. And then like basically F off.
Yeah.
Like, no one would read that and think it was serious. They would 100% think I was just like being super patronizing and just talking down to him.
I'm sure at that point he's probably like thinking.
He didn't respond.
Oh, he did?
He did not respond.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So kind of successful, I guess, but we live in the same city. And if you're watching this somehow, I'm sorry, you know who you are, and I'm so sorry. I regret this, and you didn't deserve this. And I was young and naive. I was just a baby.
I was young and
I was just a baby.
How long ago was this?
It's like a year, but I was just a baby.
Yeah.
I was just a baby.
He's just a baby.
I was just a baby. He saw me in person. He looked at me, and if looks could kill. He he mean mugged me so hard. It was,
That's devastating.
I felt like I wanted to leave the room. I was doing a couple stints as a barista at this point, so I literally could not move.
Yeah.
I was stuck there, and I just had to smile.
Okay, what do you think about, in that instance, if he had been like, can we just be friends? Like, would you have been friends with him?
Well, that's another topic. I don't know. Like, it's hard to know what your friendship compatibility is with someone after one date.
Yeah.
It's just hard to like transition for me. I haven't had a lot of friends that come after a date. And I'm like, maybe that's my problem, but they haven't really tried to initiate either. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess as the person that like did the rejection, that's a harsh word, but like after one date, it's not a big deal. But after the person does that, it'd be weird to be like, let's be buddies. Mm-hmm. Sorry that.
No, that's weird. I would agree. Yeah.
Why? What about you? Do you have any good dating stories, good or bad?
Good or bad? You don't have to
like try and top my bad.
Oh man, thankfully I haven't had too many bad dating stories. I think the most memorable one is probably I went on a date this girl divulged a lot of her like family trauma and history and like what she was going through. And
so she's kind of a Nate.
Not like
trauma
that.
bonder.
Like
That's a me move.
More like it was more of a bomb. And you know when like you just know you're sitting with somebody and you're like, oh, like nobody's really listened to you in a while, so they just kind of divulge everything.
Yeah.
I ended up and I kind of regret this, and I kind of don't. I ended up being like, pull out your phone right now. And I sent her my therapist's contact information. I was like,
didn't.
I was like, you need to.
No.
Genuinely, I was like, I care about you just as a human being, even though this is the first time we've ever met. You need to talk to somebody.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know if she ever did. I hope she did.
Did she act weird about that?
No, she was actually really sweet.
Really?
And
she's like, yeah, I do need a therapist.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I should probably talk to somebody. And then like 2 months later, she reached out and she was like, I really like enjoyed our conversation. Like I kind of like want to keep hanging out. And I just, said like, hey, I don't, feel anything past a friendship. I don't know how I feel about being friends with somebody once you've like, dated for a while.
I think like if you're friends before and then you start dating, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you start out dating and you turn that into a friendship, it's tricky. Mm-hmm. I've seen it done.
I've seen it done too.
It requires great finesse and great willpower.
And boundaries.
Yeah.
Good boundaries. Yeah.
I do think being in the gay culture, especially like, I don't know if it's the same for like bi, lesbian.
No, it is.
It is. Yeah. Like everyone's kind of dating everyone. And then like when your friends are also potential dates, it's like, everyone's kind of dated everybody. And in a city like Sacramento, it's like,
it's not big.
You like meet someone on Tinder and they're like, oh cool, they are friends with my ex, and they probably like,
talked.
Yeah. They probably dated your ex. Yeah. Everyone has dated everyone. And you're like, well, this is just life.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I guess to get into a serious note though, for a second, then we're going back to like goofy stuff. You didn't hear that? Christian podcast.
Beep.
I do think it's been really cool to have that experience with everything being new. Like I've talked about this a bit. It's hard because I would have liked to have this season when I was younger.
Yeah.
But it is a cool kind of exploration season that you only get once. And so having it now is kind of a fun thing. Like I'm still having it. I still get to have it. And I get to experience that thing now, and it's a fun thing. And so it's not like the worst thing ever. Yeah, I'd like to know exactly like my style of dating, what kind of person I'm looking for. And I feel like I'm getting closer now because I've been dating a couple years.
Yeah.
But it takes time. And I think I'm happy to be where I am now. But there is that, I missed it in my teenage phase. Do you feel similar? Do you feel like you're enjoying this? I guess you dated because, you're bi.
Yeah. I haven't really gone on a lot of dates. Even with guys, I feel very protective about my time. I have like a couple rules for dating. Like I will only do coffee dates as a first date. And
oh wow.
Yeah. Like
morning, or do you do them at night as well?
Like morning. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That time is the one resource you can't get back. And I just like spending my time with the people I love. And so I don't know. It's been.
Wait, so how many? You know the movie 50 First Dates?
Yes.
That could be about me in this last
movie.
like 2 years of my not amnesia, but just dating a lot.
It's
I've
like
been on 50 first dates. Not with one person, but yeah. I've done a lot of first dates. But we have a little bit of a different experience. You were dating people before more so.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I don't really go out on dates.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
That's okay.
I love my life.
Yeah.
And so to add somebody, they have to like enhance the greatness of what's going on. And I just haven't really met anybody that does that. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I think I can relate too. I think I have an interesting life story and perspective, and I want someone that can understand it, even if they haven't lived it, but someone that has context. Because I am a unique person. Like I'm Christian, but my Christianity looks a lot different than most Christians. But I can see why some people would find that to be a turnoff, and I understand. But also like, even having had the experience of being around Christians, like it's a big part of my story. So finding people that really have context for my life can be tricky, and I'm not needing that. Like it doesn't have to be there, but there's a shared connection when you can relate on those things.
Yeah. Have you found the reaction to be negative, positive, neutral when you tell somebody you're Christian?
I would say it's more positive than I would expect.
Okay.
A lot of gay guys are really understanding about it and really like open, which is surprising because I will say like Christianity can be pretty rough on gay people, and a lot of these guys have experienced it firsthand.
Yeah.
So for me to still hold that faith on some level and for them to be open to it is pretty cool. I think met a lot of really accepting guys, and I think it speaks a lot for gay culture. They're actually pretty accepting of a Christian, even though like they've been pretty hurt by Christianity.
Yeah. How do you reconcile that, I guess? Like, how do you think they reconcile it? Or have you talked to any of them about that?
I think they believe you should do what you want to believe.
Yeah.
I think they believe you should do what feels right to you and be true to yourself. And I think people have questioned it before, but they always accept my answers almost always. And I mean, I'm on TikTok obviously, and I get a lot of comments. A lot of people are like, why are you still in the faith? I get it.
Yeah.
There are people that are very much like, what are you still doing there? It's like toxic. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of Christianity is very toxic. And again, my faith looks different than it used to.
Yeah.
But I want to keep my faith, and so I'm happy and okay to have a different stance and respect their stance and, you know, live my life. So there are people that don't see it as great.
Yeah.
But who could blame them? I think I have a lot of understanding for why they feel pretty turned off and negative about Christianity after all this.
Yeah. It's interesting. Have found that some people feel, or maybe this is me feeling this way. I'll own it. This is me feeling this way. Sometimes I feel too gay to be Christian and too Christian to be gay.
Same.
And that's like a weird place to be in. It's like straddling two different worlds. It's awkward. Yeah,
we're like the 5% of the 5%.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like we are the minority of the minority.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make myself feel more. I love sympathy.
You know in Mean Girls when the mom's like, I'm a cool mom. Sometimes I'm like, I'm a cool Christian. Like, don't worry.
I'm hip. I'm gay. I do feel like I am significantly different, but I can imagine like you hear Christian, you think Christian. Like a lot of these people have been hurt by it, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. But yeah, it definitely, like, I think Christians should take note that we are down to straddle this very uncomfortable line of like most Christians would reject us and some gay people would reject us. Like, we have to really want this. Like, this is a very active choice to keep our faith. Like, we're not just casually doing this. Like, we had to want it, and I feel happy with that. Like I said, I just, this is what felt right for me, and I do feel a connection to God. And I mean, I think we're gonna get more into faith on another, not the dating podcast, but I feel happy with all of that, and I feel content and peaceful with my faith and my sexuality, and I'm really proud of that. I'm really happy with that. And if someone else discounts me because of that, I'm okay with that, because I think the person I want to be with, even if they're not a Christian, they'll at least have space for my beliefs, and I would want a person that can carry space for a different view. If someone's been super burned by the church, which I have, but let's be honest, I'm still connected on a little level, like they might not want to be around me, and that's okay. I'm not judging them for that either.
Especially just like hearing your story, you want to be in a home where you're not otherized for something that's part of you.
I guess so. It's I guess we are kind of being otherizing ourselves for being Christians. No, that makes sense. Can't have it all, I guess.
You, Nate, can. Look at that face.
I get you. Gosh, stop with the flattery.
I'm just flirting with you.
So we are in love.
Yes, again.
We decided we weren't, and then we decided we were again, and that's just what makes us special. We go back from straight to gay every week, and we're having a straight moment of love for each other. You can't keep saying that I look good. It's too nice. I told her she should be mean to me and give bad banter, because I do well with bad banter, but she just says nice things.
I can't help it. Whatever, you could have done better on those push-ups. Your form wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, my push-up form was not great. Okay, see, this is helpful. How bad was it?
Your lower back might hurt like later.
Yeah, but like, it's hard, you know.
It's hard to do a push-up.
Well, I got a butt, and it wants to it doesn't want to go the right. It's hard to like keep the.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Okay, so like, back needs to be like less.
Yeah,
bent.
you were. Yeah, it didn't look great. That's where I'm gonna leave it.
Thanks. I've heard that before, actually. So.
Oh, okay.
Anything else to add?
Nope.
Nothing else you thought of?
Nope.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. What?
I think the listeners, okay, if you are new to coming out, you still believe in God, you still have some like, you know, purity culture to unpack, you still have some boundaries you're working through for yourself, what would you tell somebody who's just freshly out and trying to navigate all this?
Ooh, okay. I mean, I want to hear your answer first.
I just believe in good boundaries. So I have boundaries within dating. I have boundaries around intimacy. And I also have stuff that I'm just working on my own in therapy. So here, I'll give you my biggest one.
Yep. Let's hear it.
You need people around you who are going to tell you the truth about who you're dating.
Ooh,
and
yep. Preach.
And you need to listen to them, because just my recent dating experience, train wreck, bad, not good. And everybody around me was telling me, this person is manipulative, this person is not good for you.
Oh, were they?
They were, and I wasn't
didn't get to know
listening to
well
them
enough. Oh no.
Yeah, and that was on me. And what I learned.
Who's this person back with?
Oh,
is this
no,
a different person?
This is a different person.
Oh my God, Susie. No. Well, who's the person you were just, we can't talk. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sorry. This is on the internet. We can't talk about this. It's too recent. No, don't. Keep going.
Okay.
Manipulative.
The biggest thing I learned.
And you stuck with them.
Yeah, was your friends have nothing to gain from telling you really hard truths. It's like if you stink and somebody's like, yo, you smell like.
Yeah, it's not easy to say it.
It's not easy to say.
Those are your people if they're willing to say it.
Yeah, and that would be my biggest thing, is have people around you who are honest, who love you, who want to just see you be happy, and listen to them.
That's really good. I think like in gay dating culture, especially with the guys, like it can be a pretty rowdy world, and figuring out what your boundaries are and what your goals are and what you want. Because I think for me also, coming out of purity culture, I'm like, well, I feel like we were pretty intense about everything. Like I had friends that didn't kiss until I got married, and it was the worst kiss ever, and it was in front of 200 people, which is just sad. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry. It was so beautiful.
I would have second
Your wedding was amazing. I'm so sorry for insulting it. No, I know multiple people that did that. I think family members that did that. I don't talk about it. So I was like, that's where I come from. So I need to find out what I believe and what I want. And,
yeah.
I mean, I think it's been a journey, but figuring out what you want before is important, and just being really safe and going at your own pace, not feeling like, because you're in a hurry to like experience everything you didn't experience, right?
Yeah, that's so true.
But keeping safe and having boundaries, and just, I mean, especially for younger guys, like I see younger gay guys, and I think even with younger women, like there's so many people out there that will like take advantage of you. I'm not just saying the gay world, I'm saying straight world as well. Like romance can be taken advantage of, and being really safe and really careful is hugely important. Just like know your boundaries before, go with safe people, find safe friends. If you do like go out to bars, have safe friends take care of you, and just give it time. Don't rush into things. Don't like feel like you have to experience everything right away. Take your time to enjoy the ride. Also, next thing, I think my problem was I just wanted to find something really serious right away, and I realized I don't even really know what I want, and I'm still figuring it out. Giving it time. I'm ready to be in a serious commitment, but also I'm single right now. Susie's also single. This is a dating podcast.
This is our official plug.
Send us your hottest matches. No plug. Like I said, when I was 25 and being straight, I'm happy how I am, and I don't need.
Is that why you're doing
push-ups?
It's not true right now.
This is a date.
That's why he's pumping his chest up.
Ask, please. I'm looking for a husband. Hopefully by 2025. So call me. No.
Call Nate.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah. You can't rush these things. I've been doing this for like 2 years. Like it's a journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not trying to find someone right away. Like that'd be just like, I'm always judging people for like getting married at 20. And I'm like, take your time. Because as millennials, especially, I don't know, are you technically a Gen Z?
Millennial, yeah.
You're like on the cusp. You're a zillennial. You're in the middle.
No, I'm a millennial.
You're in the middle. You're in the border. I would say this podcast is so varied. We've got a
zillennial
and a millennial. I would say I am just like those people that just start dating at 20 and they're getting married at like 21. Like being this age and trying to like think about super serious stuff when I haven't really done that many regular dating relationships. It was just too soon. And now I'm like, oh, I've got it all figured out. No, I'm still figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
I haven't really been in a long-term relationship, just like a couple month-long things. I think giving yourself time and not rushing into anything and getting to know different people, getting to see what you like. And
yeah,
just being really safe out there, I would say, especially if you're a Christian going into the gay world, because it's a bit of a culture shock. Know that you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to like go into the scene if you don't want to. That's not the only place to like hang out with other gay people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other places. There's other gay Christians out there. If you're holding on to your faith and you're coming out, there's an app called Believer if you want to like date other Christians, or you can talk about it on Hinge if you want. Like you can put your like religion. You can find other Christians if you want. I don't think you need to just date other Christians, but just you can choose what you want to do. You can date who you want to date. You don't have to jump fully into a situation you're not comfortable with.
Yeah. Take
your time. Learn what you like, learn who you like, learn what you actually need, and be really, really safe.
Yeah. I think that's good. I think the part you said about finding friends, that's huge, because that's going to fill a void of, feeling lonely. And I also think just good friendships and community, they're going to expand to other networks, and you're going to get to know other people, and you're going to find people that you really actually vibe with, and not people that you have to force things with because it's like the only gay person and then it's like you could get yourself in an awkward position. I think that's good.
Good friends are everything. I think being straight, being gay, I think having people that know me and will call you out on your crap, call you out on bad boyfriends, bad girlfriends, call you out on, if you don't have any friends that will tell you when you're being dumb, then you need better friends, because real friends will tell you if you're making mistakes.
Yep.
And if you're not like listening, then they might stop telling you. So
that's on you.
Yeah. And if you don't have anyone telling you you're dumb, you need to go ask your friends if you're dumb right now. Go do that. Before you start dating, because you need a friend that'll tell you your boyfriend's an idiot.
You need a friend that's going to tell you, hey, Nate, your form is really bad.
Your push-ups suck.
Dude.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so strong someday.
You are.
So me and Susie are going to work out later. On the next podcast episode, Nate and Susie
take on the gym.
Personal training with Susie.
That'll be fun.
Do you think you're better at working out than me?
No.
Do you think gay men are weak?
No, I don't.
Do you think gay men don't know how to work out?
They know how to work out.
Oh no. Are you saying I'm not one?
I don't know. You have
I'm
potential.
still learning. I'm still learning.
You're a baby.
Yeah.
He's just a baby.
Just a baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be swole someday.
I really hope you're not, because it's gonna get to your head. It's gonna get to your head.
It could never. I have no ego issues at all. I've talked about this a little bit. I was like really insecure as a kid, right? And I've talked to other people about this. I say this a bit, but now when like I find that I'm like feeling really confident about myself, I'm like surprised about it. I'm like, I'm kind of awesome.
I totally get that.
I'm surprised. I'm like, I was the ugly, like hateable kid in my brain, right? And so now when I'm like getting affirmation ever, I'm like, really? You think I'm cute?
I guess I'm like curious, how do you show up when you're like, oh, I feel like confident, like my head is held up high, like I feel like Nate. How does that transpire into dating?
I think it's really helpful, because I think about a year ago or a few years ago, I started going through therapy and all this stuff, and realizing that I don't want any acceptance if it's not me being who I really am. And anyone that doesn't really know me, anyone that I'm just putting on a performance for that accepts me, isn't really worth having as a friend anyways.
Yeah. The
people that truly see me and love me are the people that I care about. So why waste time being someone you're not? I'm going to be me. And this was in being gay, and also just being, confident, saying what I feel, giving feedback, or like saying jokes and not feeling too afraid. Because I've had a very big, I was really shy as a kid, and now finally fully out. Learning how to just love yourself is huge in the dating world too. Like learning that anyone that likes you for a performance you're doing isn't worth having as a partner anyways.
Yeah.
If you're not being yourself on those dates, then what's that partnership? Like, who is that partnership? That person doesn't even really know you. That person knows a performance version of you. So being yourself will save both of you time. And you don't have to win everybody. Being a pastor's kid, we're so good at just being really friendly and just trying to make everybody love us. And if everyone loves you, then you're probably not being totally yourself, or you're probably being a different person for different people, because you're not supposed to have everybody love you as a person.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are doing that. Yeah. I'm curious what you think about if you are just coming out exploring dating and you still have some probably internalized homophobia that you're unpacking, how did you walk into dating with that yourself? Like, how did that impact your dating life?
Hit me with an easy one. Sheesh. No, I think that's a big thing, because I really disliked anything feminine about myself, and I was judging gay people because I was one, and I thought that, like, the more it almost helped to dislike them, because it helped me, like, remember what the cost was, what the stakes were.
Yeah.
Like, I can't let myself like those people, because then I will be making it easier for me to turn. Right. Essentially, if I accept those people, I'm accepting this part of myself can't do either. So internalized homophobia has been a real thing for me. I think I made a TikTok where I asked my friends if they thought I was gay or not. And a few of them were like, yeah. And I'm like, really? And I was like, kind of bummed that they knew that I was gay the whole time. And I realized, like, I was bummed because my performance didn't really pay off.
Ooh, that's tough. Yeah.
And then also I'm like, I don't want to be perceived as gay. So I've had some therapy since, and I've still been thinking about it, talking about it. I'm like, my gut instinct is to still be like, I'd rather people not think I'm gay. Yeah. Now with gay people, I'm like, obviously all around them all the time, love gay people. But it's still something that I have to, like, think about every now and then. Like, yeah, I still see internalized homophobia pop up because it was 30 years of conditioning that I'll probably still be talking about in therapy for a few years.
Oh, that's so hard.
And so it's just being aware, I think, is such a big part of life in general, and dating. Self-awareness is huge. Like, that's one of the biggest things I look for in a partner too, is someone that can, like, speak their emotions, be self-aware, be ready to talk about their issues, be ready to talk about my issues, not like on the first date, unless we're trauma bonding, which is my favorite. I've only done that on like 10 first dates, so it's fine. 10? I've trauma bonded a lot, and I'm learning.
Oh my gosh, you've gone on more dates in what, this year?
How many dates have I gone on this year? It's 2024.
Yeah.
I've gone on 0.
Oh, well, 2023.
Yeah. But no, I've gone on 1 date this year. That's fine. So I haven't been on that many dates in the last year, but I've been on a few. And I went on a couple dates in England, so those count for double.
England dates.
I did went on a date with a flight attendant. I asked him out. It's on TikTok, full story. But yeah, I saw a cute guy on TikTok, or I saw a cute guy on an airplane, and he's a flight attendant. Asked him out, and we hung out in London together.
Wow.
So yeah, I got some riz.
How do you hype yourself up to do something like that?
You just do it. I think... I guess you just don't care if you look like a fool is the biggest thing. And I think I've gotten pretty good at that. I think it's good to be okay to embarrass yourself. Yeah. I think even doing this or doing TikTok, like, it's been vulnerable and embarrassing. And I'm like, I look back and I'm like, why did I say that? That was really chuggy. I just said Riz and chuggy in the last minute. I'm a Gen Z. I'm a Gen Z like you.
Yeah, you're the Gen Z. I'm the millennial.
Okay. Shh. Sorry,
you just shush me?
I shushed a woman. I'm gay though, so it doesn't count.
That is super sexist.
I'm gay.
You're getting canceled.
I'm not normal.
Straight after this comes out.
Okay. I think we've covered a lot of useful dating advice, which is surprising because we're both babies. Yeah. So take everything we said with a grain of salt because we're babies. Babies. But I think we're smart babies.
I think we're smart.
We're smart babies.
We've learned a lot of lessons.
And I think... Again, we're going to be bringing smarter people on this podcast. So absolutely, don't take this as the pinnacle of the smartness that's going to be happening on this podcast. Yeah, no. I'm more here to just be cute. Just kidding. I don't think I'm that cute. Again, I used to think I was ugly, so I'm just relishing the fact that
you're really leaning into this confidence.
No, don't say mean things to me. Remember?
No.
Banter. Bad banter.
I can't.
Okay. You'll work on that. Next time you better say bad things to me.
Okay. You're ugly.
Thanks.
See, that doesn't feel right.
Keep me humble. Keep me humble, please. But enough about me. I think we're almost ready to wrap this up, but are there any other stories that you have? Yeah. So I will tell you about my most recent dating story. Yes. And it was right before Christmas, like the fall time. Yeah. It was going well. We met through mutual friends. Mm-hmm. It was good. Taking it slow. And long story short, we ended up dating for a little while, and Is this the one I met? This is the one you met. This one was cool. I know, it was promising. Cool. And what sucks is, like, I'm just so reserved when it comes to dating and coming out of a cautious. Yep. Very cautious. Coming out of a bad situation
took it extra super slow, and we were both on the same page. One of my love languages is gifts. So Christmas was coming up, so I like got her this Kansas Chiefs sweater. She was a big Taylor Swift fan, and I was like, I think this will be like a cool sweater. It was like vintage looking, and probably 3 weeks before Christmas ended up not working out. She texted me like, hey, just want to be friends, and I was like pretty bummed about it. I was like,
yeah, she was cool,
like shoot. And I was like bumming hard for like a few days, and I'm cleaning my room, and I found this bag of Christmas stuff that I had gotten for people, and I'm like looking through it, like wrapping stuff up, and I like get to the bottom of the bag and I find the sweater. And I was like, what do I do with it? And I literally, I tried it on
and
I loved it. So I like kept it. Yeah. And I wrapped it up in like little Christmas gift for me, put it under the tree, and then like opened it. And I was like, well,
you wrapped it for yourself?
Okay. I have this tradition where I buy myself stuff during December and I wrap it up as my own Christmas present. So
actually, I have a bad story that my family's going to hate based on that. Was that the end of the story?
That was, because it was like a win is a win, you know?
A win is a win. Honestly,
is a win. I got a sweater.
Way to come back out from that. And this girl was cool, but you were too good for her. You're too good for her.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's going to listen to this.
We love you, but
we are so great.
But I can't. She's gonna listen to this.
I don't know. I don't know if she will.
You did your best.
Oh my God.
And that's okay. Do slightly better to Susie next time, but that's okay, and we can still be friends.
Nate doesn't like women today.
No, I love women. Just kidding. I love women. See, that's why you need to say bad things to me so I can say bad things and feel better. That's really, it's a selfish
I
thing.
really don't think she'll listen to this.
Okay.
But I'm just
do better.
Pulling your arm.
But that's okay.
She's not listening.
You're not listening. Don't listen. If you are, it's fine. And this is all fine.
Doubt it.
So we did Christmas with my family. Half my family was gone. And so my mom got me some presents. And so I had some little things, but like all my siblings are married. All my siblings have kids. So they're buying all these presents for their kids. So I was with one sister and her 5 kids. And I'm like, you know what? I like made a decent amount of my job this year. Like I'm going to buy all my nephews presents in this family. Sweet, and there's 5 boys. So it's like all of them plus a girlfriend plus my brother-in-law and sister. So I'm going to buy them all presents. And me and my sister talked and we're like, we're going to buy each other presents, right? And she's like, yeah, we're the only ones here. Let's buy each other presents. I get to Christmas. I bring like all these presents for all these kids and my sister and my brother-in-law. There's a few presents that my mom and dad put there because they're out of town. And so I opened those for my mom. Super sweet. She did buy me a scale, which she doesn't know about my newfound body dysmorphia. So I got the scale and I'm like, well, Mom, you don't know. And, maybe it's good you don't know. But yeah, the scale is not the best gift, but I actually do need it. And I'm actually going to use it. So my mom is making my body dysmorphia worse. And that's okay. And I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I love you.
Condoning
but my sister forgot to get me a present. So I got presents for her whole family. I love I love this sister. Drama. And it's all gravy. But I got like basically no presents from that side of the family. And so I'm just like, I opened stuff for my mom and I'm just like, oh, I guess we're good. It was a little awkward. My sister's like, wait, awkward. Did we say we're gonna get stuff for each other? I'm like, I thought so. And she's like, oh no. She's like, I got you nothing. And I'm like, it's okay. That was my Christmas.
I'm so sorry.
So next time I'm gonna wrap something for myself and open it.
I'm telling you, it's a great thing to do.
Yes.
This is I think now 8-year tradition. I buy myself new shoes and
I love that.
wrap them up.
Oh, we don't match this time. I should wear my Reeboks. Hopefully this has been insightful into dating. Hopefully you learned something from a couple of noobs. I know I did.
I did. I learned a lot about you today, Nate.
And we had fun. And I think we're going to learn more about each other, about dating. We are single. We're ready to mingle. But there's other things in our lives that matter too. So we're not just ready to mingle. We are ready to be single if it means someday we'll get a wrinkle on the finger.
You almost had that.
We're just going to have a compilation of cringe things I said. Can we just have save that for the bloopers?
The blooper reel.
No, it's going to go in the podcast because you need to know all about me and the bad, dumb things I say to really know me. So enjoy that one.
We love Nate.
So you feel good about this? You feel
Yeah.
good about everything you said? Really?
I think
Really?
so. Get
Wow.
good friends around you.
Interesting.
I think that's a good.
It's weird that you
life
think it was that
lesson.
good. It's
Well,
strange.
I think it was great. So.
Huh. Be mean to me.
Oh, I can't. It doesn't come naturally.
Well, guys, that's all we got on this episode of I Tried to Be Straight.
So hard.
So hard.
That sounded weird.
No, that's the end, folks.
We're gonna cut that.
Tune in next week to see what else we say. Please.